Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss the dynamics of present days power politics alignment in the context of alignment and realignment. And it is really alarming that there are some alignment is going on between some powers and to secure their positions, and specifically and there is going to military alignment between Pakistan, Turkey and Saudi Arabia, considering the US failure to provide security to the Middle East countries, and especially during Iran war. And United States unsurprisingly they left the Middle Eastern Gulf countries security by withdrawing their troops, and it means that in case of any foreign aggression, and the United States is no longer capable or deterrent enough to safeguard the Saudi Arabia's national security. And it is a big surprise, and it is a big shock for the especially Qatar, Saudi Arabia and other Gulf countries, and the way United States left these countries alone, and US failure to provide security guarantee in a practical level, is quite shocking for the Gulf countries. So, and that triggered some kind of insecurity among the Gulf countries. And that becomes very evident. And during Iran war, though Iran did not directly attack the civilians and infrastructures of these Gulf countries, rather Iran attacked on only related to US interest and Israeli interest. But the question remains high, that if Iran somehow started to attack on the Gulf countries, who will provide them the security? So it is being considered as a national very important for the Gulf countries, to ensure that their territorial integrity, their state remains you know remain secured. But who is going to provide them the security? And in case of Israel aggressions, and in case of any other external aggressions, the Gulf countries are no longer depending on the United States of America alone, because there is a clear evidence that the United States is not theoretically and morally and ideologically is not supporting the Gulf countries. And in case of the real danger, when Iran started to violating the territorial boundaries of the Gulf countries, United States are not able to providing the security of the Gulf countries. Rather, United States, we have seen withdrawing its troops from the Middle East. So, and this kind of insecurity triggered the Qatar and Saudi Arabia to make some sort of security alignment with the Pakistan. We don't forget, despite the economic and political instability in Pakistan, Pakistan being the nuclear power, and also Pakistan has one of the very powerful military in the Asia, in the world. So United States, United States, the way United States has been humiliated by Iran. It is not clear though that who is the winner, but ultimately it is the Iran who survived, and who defied the mighty USA. So US's pride is now destroyed and is near about humiliation. So it is a quite clear that United States is no longer unipolar hegemony in the global systems, and in the upcoming days there will be a alignment and realignment, and we have also seen there is a kind of strategic partnership between China and Russia, and that might challenge the Western world, and we have seen some kind of shift of balance of power in the global systems. And in that case we might have seen some serious war in upcoming days. So and that is also predictable, that the Russia China is a major bloc, and in terms of economy, in terms of military, in terms of technology, and you cannot deny the Chinese influence, and you cannot deny the Russian military power. So on the other hand, we have also witnessing there is a fragile relationship, the strong bondage among the NATO countries, and the strong bondage among the Western powers has been shattered by the Donald Trump, and the European Union and USA bondage has now we have clearly seen some sort of soul, some sort of fragility. So it may also trigger the realignment between the European powers and the USA, and specifically the Italy and the France and Germany are now don't want to risk their security by positioning itself aligned with the United States. During Iran war, France and Britain clearly denied the Donald Trump's request to join military on Iran. So it indicates that the traditional European Union and USA friendship and trusted ally is no longer at that level. So there is a suspension, there is a doubt, there is a fragility, there is a lack of trust between US and European Union, especially under Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has made a significant damage to this US European Union relationship, and despite and all of these triggered also the European Union to search for realignment. And we will not surprise in the future that if European Union and Russia become friend, or European Union and China make a strategic agreement. So in upcoming days the world is becoming more and more volatile, so the traditional friendships are now shifting their priorities. So in upcoming few years we might also see some kind of serious war, and we also will not also surprise if there is a new bloc, especially we have also already witnessing some kind of diplomatic initiatives and efforts in among Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey and Pakistan, especially when the Israelis are considering the Pakistan and Turkey as the next frontier after Iran. So Pakistan is also feeling sense of urgency to ensure that any kind of Israeli attack might not be, the Pakistan alone might not be deal with it, and they need some kind of strategic an ally in the global politics to ensure their national security and sovereignty. So, and this is a very rightly, and I think this is a very right move by Pakistan, and this is a very bold move by Pakistan. And I don't know how much in the United States of America will allow this to happen, because USA has a huge influence on Pakistani military. And but I will not, it will be a very interesting if there is any military alliance between Pakistan, Turkey, Saudi Arabia and Qatar. And we also might see some kind of new alignment in between European power and China. So already there are some kind of strategic and military level agreement between China, Russia and Iran. So in the upcoming era will be a very interesting to see and that how the world politics going forward, and specifically the considering the current uncertainty and considering the current geopolitical tensions among the continent. So and the traditional things might not work in future.